Welcome to another edition of Truth Lies Here, and today I want to talk about number one, the grass being greener on the other side, and it's an interesting topic. And then people always wanting what they can't have, and even when we get what we want, we still tend to want something else. And that is not just the story with relationships, it's the story with many things. I mean, when I got my PS5, right? I wanted an Xbox One X. Why did I want Xbox One X? Because I wanted an Xbox One X. Why, when we get a nice brand new car, a year later, we want the next new thing? Why can't we just be happy with what we have? So I think we as human beings are just wired a specific way to always want something different. You want what's harder to get versus what's easy to get. If something was easy to get, usually we are not satisfied with it, and that's unfortunate because then we look selfish, we look spoiled, we look privileged. So it's really hard for us humans that are wired this way. And I'm not saying everybody's wired this way, but I think a lot of people are wired this way, where we always want something better. Like, let me give you an example when it comes to women. For myself, right? You see this woman that you're physically attracted to, that you know nothing about, but you sit there and you watch her and you are interested in her and all this other stuff, and you don't go up to her, and you, like, in your head you're saying, you know, this girl's out of my league, blah blah this, blah blah that, but you don't know this person whatsoever. You don't know what they're going through, you don't know if they're in a relationship, you don't know if they're not happy with their lives. So, but we want this, and there's times where we get into a relationship, hypothetically even with that individual, and then you see a hotter girl, a more attractive woman, right? And then that's the next thing you want. So why, as people, do we always want the next best thing, right? And I think I have an answer for this, right? I think that the people who tend to go elsewhere and travel off to look for the bigger and better are always looking for an out. And when I mean looking for an out, I mean, like, they're in this, if you're in a relationship with somebody that you're attracted to, and even if you're not as attracted to them as you once were because it's that honeymoon period, and then it's backed up by other things. I'm not saying all people think like this. I'm a person who personally thinks like this. It's backed up by other things like a great personality, a great companionship, a person you know is there for you and will catch you when you fall and will always be there for you, and is possibly the mother of your children. You can fantasize and you can say, yeah, what if I was with this girl, you know? And then you have to be realistic with yourself, and you have to be like, well, I'm gonna have to start all over. Who knows if this person even likes me? And are my feelings genuine? Because at the end of the day, you might be having lustful thoughts for this younger woman or more attractive woman, or both, right? So you have to realize the pros and cons to the approach that you're going to make. Even if you approach this woman while you're still in a relationship with another woman, it's wrong. Even if you're saying, well, I'm just trying to make her my friend. No, you have lustful thoughts for this woman. You cannot be friends with her and fully commit to the person that you said you love or are gonna love the rest of your life. So that's not how it works. So I think that we have this fantasy and ideas, and I'm saying this as most men, and I don't know how women think. So if you are watching this and you are a woman, please feel free to elaborate, because I'm speaking for men on this perspective of why men want younger women or a more attractive woman. Why would they be willing to sacrifice everything they have and went through, and their children and their love and all this other stuff, for a younger woman? And again, it goes back to these lustful thoughts. I think that, does that man really want to give up his life and his family to start a new life? I don't think that's what it is. I think that he just wants to have fun with this individual. And now myself, and I did have thoughts like this, and I was that person, but I've worked hard on myself and realized that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Just because you're having issues in your relationship that you're not willing to put in the effort to work out with your significant other, and you think it's so much easier to just uproot, leave that relationship to start something new with somebody that you don't even know. And you really have to contemplate and say, how do I know this person's even gonna like me, right? How do I know this person's even attracted to me? I've been out of the game for so long, I don't even know how to flirt with this person. But I'd rather sit there and be in awe and smitten by a person I don't know, hoping and fantasizing that that person will be the love of my life. And it's wrong. I'm gonna say it's wrong, and I believe strongly it's wrong. If you don't believe it's wrong, that's also okay. It is okay, to have your own beliefs, right? But at the end of the day, you worked so hard and spent so much time investing in one person. Now, this all depends on how long you were with this individual, but again, you want to translate what you thought you had with that person and what you really wanted with that person to another individual that you don't know whatsoever. So I think guys in general have problems with commitment. And what I mean by commitment is I mean staying with one person. Just like if you see a guy who's constantly changing houses, constantly changing cars, constantly changing work, dogs, other things, that guy has tendencies to constantly make change, whether it's for the good or for the bad. So we have to live in our moment and not in another moment, because it's like that man who's attracted to this woman could have sex with that woman and realize that either the sex wasn't good, or I'm not interested in that person, we don't have the same hobbies. And then they try and go back to the person that they left and was unfaithful to, and that person doesn't want them anymore. And then they fall into a depression, and it's a spiraling effect, and it's very, very, very bad. So I think that at the end of the day, when you're with a man, or try to get to know a man, now I'm speaking to women, when you're trying to get to know a man, and if he's not picky, that means he's not going to be a fully committed man. If he's not asking you the right questions, he's not a fully committed man. If he's trying to figure out when he can hang out with you as fast as he can hang out with you, he's not going to be a committed man. Women, stop falling for attractive men just because you're attracted to them. Indulge. Get to know them. Ask them these important questions. And if they can't answer your important questions, realize that there's so many men in this world that you don't have to feel like you lost something by saying, I don't like the way you're answering these questions, or you're not answering my questions, whatever, however, right? You don't owe anybody anything. And same with guys. If a woman can't answer your questions, you don't owe her anything at all. That's the easy part of dating, is there's no commitment up front. You're not exclusive with somebody, so you don't really owe them anything. But at the same time, if somebody has questions, you should answer them. And if you don't feel like answering them, say, I don't feel like answering them. And then that person should realize that you're not a person who's serious, who's looking for a long-term relationship or a lifetime partner. There is very important questions that need to be asked, whether it's about religion, politics, how many children you want, do you see yourself getting married, what school did you go to, where do you live, do you have your own house, do you have kids, what's your job, what's your occupation, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? There's so many questions. And don't fall for people, guys. Please, if you're looking for a long-term relationship or a lifetime partner, you need to be whole. You need to be complete. You need to love yourselves, right? Because if you don't, then you're lonely and you're looking for somebody, or you're lustful and you're looking for sex, which is not the the right way to approach a relationship. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. It's going to be called I don't know if I want to call it the grass is greener on the is the grass greener on the other side question mark, or call it we never want what we actually have, and that's unfortunate. So thank you guys so much. Take care.